COVID-19 has created a lot of fear in our lives. In fact, in this room as we are speaking now, I'm not sure if all of you are safe and you are sharing the same mind.
I had to cope with Zoom, Google Meet, and the big blue button. I had to buy bundles like 3 GB every day, especially during the main exams. I had to sit an upright posture. If you blink, you are terminated. Because they assume you are copying exams. Actually, it has affected me. It was a disaster. Up to now, I have some grades which I cannot look at them. They are really demoralized.
I took a lot of time to appreciate the little things in life which go a long way, such as health and the ability to breathe and to taste and to sleep and just little things that matter.
Basically, we are being told to stay at home, do not go for social events, no going to church and all. So during that time, I got very comfortable staying at home, and since it was a very long period of months, we were talking months, before we came back to a little bit of normal, being normal. So I had already found a comfort zone, and by the time we were getting back to normal, it was very hard for me to get out of that comfort zone. I was like, do I really have to go to church? And back then, church was a must. I have to go. But now I'm like, it's made me a bit lazy, let me put it like that. I'm like, I can just stay at home, I don't have to go to church, you see. So it's gonna take a lot for me to get out of that comfort zone. But on the other hand, there's that bonding with family, and you must. For lack of a better word, you don't have an option because you can no longer say you're going to school, you're going to church. But at the end of the day, you realize it's a good thing because sometimes family is all you got, So yeah, for me, that's it.
But I'm not sure whether anyone said that as citizens, some people enrich themselves with our money. Yeah, which is so bad. If you're one of them, probably you're ashamed of yourself. But I'll say life goes on. And there's nothing big we can do besides just pray and hope.
I'm a bit unstable because this is my second year without seeing my mom, my dad, and the other siblings, which is, of course, psychological effect and the social and the rest. Then financially also, there is a lot that has gone wrong because of not being able to go home. And the other one is with the school, many things change for bad and for good, but for bad, we are doing online classes, and the person I was affected in that my body wasn't able to support the online study, my eyes and the ears. I'm on medication because of that, and it's a big thing for me. So COVID has done more harm than good.
We were just from an election, as my sister Wambuya said, and we were planning a lot. In addition to that, I was to launch my first book. I'm an author, and most of you don't know this. A book called The Sipping Alcoholic. I was just about to launch it. Little did I know that Mungu ni wa maajabu. And on a positive note, I came to realize that nothing is impossible. It's when I realized that starting a business is the genesis of success. And that's when I commenced doing that. And I started some small businesses. I'm running them. At least I can call myself a CEO of something.
Before COVID-19, I used to have a business. It was doing very well. I used to pay for my school fees and also for my rent. But after COVID-19, I had to close it. And now I'm reduced to depending on my parents for everything. So I think that has really affected me.
I can say it was positive because I managed to have some businesses and even build up myself. I was someone who was thin, but I focused on myself in the fitness. Then the negative side of it, I didn't link up with my friends like Amos or Edwin. So there was no partying and everything, and now we are wasting any time. Like now we are heading to a party. So it's a way of ending an year.
My name is James. For me it was positive also because it improved my innovation techniques, and you had to make some money. You are not dependent on parents.
I'll start. I was super idle and lazy, very, very lazy, especially the first phase of Corona. And then some suicidal thoughts at some point because of online studies, and you have to hustle for money. Some of us parents refused to give us money. And we want to survive, so we had to do everything possible. And then you feel lonely at times, you feel unloved. At least ukiwa shule hapa you meet your friends. Like I have my school, leo ni Friday, we used to have members day. We go out with a little bit clubbing, jibamba tu hivyo. And then sometimes you're desperate. Kitu yote unapewa utachukua kani job. Hata kama ni unapewa pay kidogo, as long as umeka kitu kwa mfuko, you find yourself doing it. And then on the positive, it may help to grow talent. I realized that this thing is not going to end soon. So I had to chini nijite mkutano and try to new things. So I'll improve on my dance skills and my fitness skills. God akani bless nikapata platform, 2 different gyms where I do my sessions. And from them imekuwa blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing.
Since Corona was reported in Kenya, I'm very grateful and I'm thankful to God because He has seen me through. Like my experience, I have grown for the past, let's say, 8 months or so. I've been tough and I have come across very tough decisions that I had to make, and it has made me a greater person, a whole person, and to that we give thanks to God. On the negative, it depends with each and every person where you come from. For me, I'd say there are a lot of negative side of things. For example, when Corona started, from where I come from, my family, we had our own businesses. So we had to shut down for that period. And my parents, they were never home for like the longest period until when the lockdown was lifted, then everyone could move around. People could now go see their folks.
So I would say nothing ever prepared me for the mental state that being on lockdown would put me in, because never in my life have I ever been like for 8 months straight not doing anything. You've always been in school, always been doing something. I've never been that way before, and okay, it kind of depresses you because you feel like you don't have a purpose anymore, and there's no hope of the lockdown ending any soon. So things you kind of lost. But okay, on the positive side, it has helped me realize the things that I'm passionate in. I'm actually passionate with things with self-improvement and poetry and fitness mostly. And this coronavirus thing has given me the opportunity to pursue them. And everything is going on well now.
No, seriously, who do you fight with? You as a person, isn't it? Because you'll be held accountable So the whole idea is for us to change our thinking. To change our what? Our thinking, and devise ways in which we can be able to handle some of these stresses. Is that okay? Now that is where now something called coping mechanisms or coping skills comes in. Okay? Now what I'd like, due to the interest of time, I'd like people just to kindly share some of the coping skills that they've been using since this pandemic began. And preferably a lady and a gentleman.
One of it is planning, the other is management. I'm able to plan, I'm able to manage, I'm able to do what I need to do, I'm able to become a master of myself and of my environment.
For myself, I used to, because I was depressed that time, I used to sit alone. That's how I used to cope up, because I wouldn't want anyone to know. Like, for instance, my parents didn't want that much. So I sit alone, give them to my life, and start out talk, right? Almost here. Telling him what the problem is. That's how I used to cope up with. Then other times I used to read these little books that give advice and tell you to cope up and motivate you to keep going. So that's how I cope up with
Exercising, okay, good to keep the body fit. Another thing, have adequate sleep, okay? Sleeping well helps you, helps in the body restoration. Another thing, purpose to socially connect with your friends. I know we are very limited in as far as one-on-one meetings are concerned, but we can make use of the various social media platforms. There's WhatsApp, Zoom, etc. Something else is what I call talk therapy. Talk. As my brother said, find someone or find people who you can talk to. Because as you pass, we are all going through something. And they say the more you talk, they say when you talk about an issue, they say it's half solved, isn't it? Yeah, so that's purpose to do that. Something else that could also help you, I know if you're a person who's affected by the information around COVID, try to monitor how much information you consume from the television or other social or other media platforms. So instead of watching news at 7, 4, and 9, you can decide to watch news at 7, 4, depending. Yeah? Something else that you can do is deep breathing exercise. Just like one of you had mentioned, that yes, as much as you've been at home, locked down, you've developed a new skill, isn't it? You've decided now you'll change your business approach. You've decided now you'll find better ways of engaging your parents or your siblings. You've decided now you'll find better ways of socially connecting or meeting up with your friends. That is what you call resilience. Okay. Now remember, resilience is what's going to see us, is what's going to see you as a person at the top of the hill. Or rather, it's only through resilience that you'll be able to manage and navigate your way through this period of COVID. There's one thing I noted, especially when during the months of, is it March to maybe July, August. There's something called toxic talk. I think you know what toxic talk is all about, yeah? Where the people always think, oh, because of COVID, my career has gone. See, you heard that, which is true. See, you go. But ask yourself, at the end of the day, don't you have to eat? Yes, it's emotional resilience. being able to understand and explain why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Okay? And as you do that, you'll be able to cope with your various daily stressors. The third resilience is called physical resilience. And here is how your body is able to cope and recover from various challenges or problems, whether it is an injury or an accident like yours, that is physical resilience. But for that again to happen, it must start with your mind. They say, when you think it, you do what? You do it. All right. The fourth one is community resilience. Okay? Where you now have a group of people where you decide that, you know what, we want to create some form of, we want to create some transformation and change in our community regardless of this pandemic. Okay, self-awareness. You need to be able to understand yourself, understand your emotions, understand what you're feeling, know your strengths, know your weaknesses. The second thing, be able to manage and control your emotions. Okay, what do I mean? You must be very careful and very alert on how you respond to various situations. Great innovations happen in times of turbulence. Did you know that? Isn't it? Why? Because there are problems everywhere. Isn't it? And just like my brother there said, he has thrived during this period. Amesema anafanya kwa fitness club ngapi mbili. He is resilient. Isn't it? And also you guys. That's what it is all about. Okay? Then how do you network with people? How do you collaborate? So these are some of the things that you can do to cultivate your resilience. Alright. Now, what you need to understand that resilience is a skill. Okay? It's something that you cultivate. And you can be able to develop it over time. Is that okay? Are we together?
What I'd like to tell you all before we leave, please, keep God first. You'll take this lightly, but it's on a serious note. Please keep God. Always pray. Omba, before you retire to bed, just pray. You might not know what that means, but some of us can tell you what that means. Pray. Tuache miadarati, vijana. Tuache pombe, tuache sigara, tuache bangi. As we go, let this be something that has changed you. Move from this place a different person altogether. Be a different person altogether, I repeat.